Well, a senior editor at one of America's oldest and most influential African-American publications, Ebony magazine, has exposed what she really thinks. Her name is Jamila Lemieux, and she spent all day Thursday on Twitter insulting black conservatives. She started the debate on her own, complaining about a new online magazine founded by Dr. Ben Carson. And then Raffi Williams, a black conservative and son of Fox News contributor Juan Williams, tried to enter that debate, and this was her response to him. Quote, "Oh, great, here comes a white dude telling me how to do this black thing. Pass." Williams, who's also the deputy press secretary for the RNC in Washington, isn't white, he's black. He's the senior editor, followed up by saying, "I forgot that tweeting something about a conservative is like leaving a cookie out in a house full of roaches and turning off the lights." Pretty evocative image, if a repulsive one. Raffi Williams and his dad, Fox News contributor, and our friend Juan Williams, joins us now. Welcome to you both. It's nice to have you here in different cities, but same last time. So, Raffi, what was your response to this? Were you expecting it?
No, I was pretty surprised by it. It caught me off guard, but what I was encouraged by were all the conservatives who came and supported me as soon as it happened, just rallied around me. It really meant a lot to me.
God, well, I want to read the apology you got from this editor Lemieux at Ebony. Here's what it says. Ebony acknowledges senior editor Jamila Lemieux's lack of judgment on her personal Twitter account and apologizes to Raffi Williams and the black Republican community, end quote. Juan, I feel like I've seen this story before, like about 1,000 times, where a black conservative pipes up to make a reasonable point and is shouted down as a race traitor. Are you familiar with this story?
Man, I tell you, it's like a constant, Tucker. And, you know, it's not just some of the outstanding people like Ben Carson, who have recently, you know, was not allowed to speak at Hopkins in Baltimore, but just the other day it was Condi Rice at Rutgers, where you had the faculty voting that she's not a worthy person to inspire their graduates this spring. And you've seen it, of course, in terms of Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, people like Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams. I could go on. You get the idea. This is, I think, why you asked the question. There is among liberals this idea that if you are a black person and you don't fit into the liberal orthodoxy, the liberal way of thinking that they have predetermined, then you're free. It's free to call you a roach, as they were calling Raffi, or, you know, an Uncle Tom, a traitor. I think it really is unbelievable, and it's so personal and hurtful. I mean, that's why I'm here today. I just wanted to support my man.
Well, good for you. It is personal and hurtful. All the abuse that people take. I mean, this would hurt my feelings if I were you. How did you respond to it?
Well, you know, for me, I'm a conservative, and my race has nothing to do with my ideology, and I think that's what I really wanted to talk about. And I think the diversity of thought, the idea that my race is my genetics, but my brain and my thoughts are my own, and they come from my own experiences. That's what's important to me, and I shouldn't be shouted down no matter what color my skin is.
Is this the first time this kind of thing's happened to you?
I mean, it happens here and there, but, you know, I try not to focus on it, just focus on what keep on moving forward.
Huh. Well, I mean, what effect does it have when anybody who stands up and doesn't fit this mold gets barked at and attacked personally? Doesn't it silence people?
Well, I'm lucky because I have my father, who's been a great support for me,
right.
And so I'm emboldened by it, and it makes me more enthused to go out and do my job every day, more enthused to talk about conservative principles, because I realize that it benefits everybody to have the conversation and to have the discussion.
Well, you are lucky to have your father. One, I presume you don't agree with everything that Raffi thinks, but you're ferocious and your defense of his right to say it. Is that about it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, I think people should have the ability to think for themselves, first and foremost. But secondly, I just think there's a larger conversation here about the need, especially in minority communities, to look for new ideas for people, young people who are coming with new energy, new perspectives that can help to solve some very difficult problems. And to shut that conversation down, to try to intimidate people. And Tucker, that's what this is about. You know, we're all sort of like looking in the aftermath here of the apology, but what's really at stake here is that people will see what happened to Raffi and say, not me, I don't want to be intimidated. I don't want anybody calling me an ugly name, a traitor, or a roach on Twitter or on TV or on the radio, and they then don't open their mouths.
And you can see how people would reach that conclusion. Juan, Raffi, thanks a lot for coming on. I appreciate it.
Tucker, thanks for having us.
Thanks.